Let's move on. 4:25 p.m. Eastern, we have the Washington Commanders at Indianapolis Colts. That's the next one on the docket. These Commanders 3-4, 1-2 on the road. The Colts 3-1, 2-1 at home. And of course, the big news in Colt land is that Sam Ehlinger will be the starting quarterback for the Colts. Ehlinger, sixth-round pick last season, hasn't thrown a regular season pass in his 2-year career. More mobile than Ryan, had a great preseason, but we know who you're up against in the preseason. So that is the big news here for this game. Let's take a look at the line history and see what we are dealing with. We have the Colts opening up at -4.5. They're now -3. From a total perspective, it opened up at 41 and has dropped to 39.5. Cash-wise, or let's see where the cash lies in this one. We have 7,654 tickets in, 61% of tickets, 61% of cash on Heineke and the Commanders, 68% of tickets, 96% cash on the under, and it's dropped to 39.5. All right, let's talk about the Commanders first. It was their first game without the services of Carson Wentz, and it went very well. Heineke led the Commanders to a 23-21 home victory over the Packers. Heineke went 20 of 33 for 201 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Scary Terry was excellent. They have so many game changes. That you have Scary Terry, 5 catches for 73 yards and touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 5 catches for 53 yards, also ran 5 times for 26 yards. Brian Robinson starting to look better and better every week. 20 carries for 73 yards. Antonio Gibson, knowing that he could lose his job, is stepping up as well. 10 carries for 59 yards. Gibson could be trade bait here in the moving on to the deadline. The defense rarely blitzed. I mean, there was almost no blitzing, and they were fine. They finished without a sack, 1 quarterback hit, but they showed their strength once again against the run, holding the Packers to 38 yards on the ground, 12 carries. They held the Packers to 0-6 on third down. Green Bay finished with 232 total yards. So this Washington secondary is good. They're allowing opponent quarterbacks to complete 59.1% of their passes. That's 5th best in the league. We know that they can stop the run, and now their secondary is looking strong. Commanders are a good squad, and they look better without Wentz ruining everything. The Colts come in off a 19-10 loss at Tennessee that spelled the end of Matt Ryan experiment in Indianapolis. So the Colts were 13-2 the past 2 years when Rivers or Wentz attempted 30 passes or less. So we must expect with Sam at quarterback that there will be a low-volume pass approach and that it will all be about Jonathan Taylor running the ball. He returned from his sprained ankle, 10 carries for 58 yards, caught 7 passes for 27 yards. Nyheim Hines did not look good back after the concussion, but I'm sure he's fine. And, they're deep at that position. We saw that when the injuries happened. Paris Campbell, 10 catches for 70 yards and touchdown. Pittman, 6 for 58. This offense, I'm looking forward to see it. The Colts allowed Derrick Henry to run 30 times for 128 yards, but their secondary was strong, and they got 2 sacks and 7 quarterback hits. Take it away for us here. A ton of moving parts in this one. Commanders, Colts.
Yeah, a quick step back to the last game. Somebody did point out, getting Josh Jacobs for the Texans and then Derrick Henry in consecutive weeks. That's no fun. Josh Jacobs' stat line, usually when you see a guy that has like 7 yards a carry over like 20 carries, it's because, he had an 80-yard run, Andy. That, of course, is average. No, his long was 15. He just averaged 7 yards a carry for like the whole damn game. So I think we see more of that. And back to this one. It is starting to be a defense that's starting to come a little bit together. Both of these defenses are on the come up compared to where we saw them early in the season. Maybe the Colts game was an ugly one to watch. If anyone took in that Tennessee Colts game, Matt Ryan threw the ball a lot again, got sacked 3-4 times, threw a couple picks. And it was just, Derrick Henry had 30 totes in that one. So the Colts defense did all they could. That's hard when they just keep hammering you up against them. I did bet the Commanders in this one, along with some other people I saw in the chat. I got a 4. I'm fine with anything over 3 here. I think this is a better offense with Heineke, and I do not think Ellinger's an upgrade. Ehlinger is not an NFL arm. He was a good scrambler in college, but I don't know. Do that against, your I almost said Pac-12, Big 12 defenses compared to, a Commanders defense that I think is on the come up right now. So I don't think he's going to have a good game. I'm fine backing the Commanders here at a plus number. I think this should be under 3. So put me down for the best number you can find. Looks like this is another Sunday bet where it's like, shit, I gotta bet this now, don't I? And it was +4, -10. I think that's pretty much 3 across the board. I'm still willing to take that.
Hoops 590 says I saw the game. Washington D was fired up, and I think Heineke fired up the Commanders. I think he really did. Do you think it's possible that Ellinger here could fire up the Colts offense?
I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't be excited to have him like that. That's not your long-term answer. Like you have to feel like, it's just like when you work somewhere, because this is what these NFL players do. They work for these teams, and they understand when shit's happening and it's not right, like, or the things aren't going well. When all the bosses go meet, and I mean, it's kind of seems like they basically told Reich he's changing quarterbacks. I wonder if they gave him some sort of ultimatum, like, hey, we're either switching quarterbacks, we're switching offensive coordinators, we're switching head coaches. Which one do you want to do? I kind of feel like that was the conversation. So it was a forced benching by ownership, by the GM, by management. It's not a recipe for, hey, let's rally behind this guy. It's more of a, what the fuck is going on with this team, guys? Like, I don't know if I'm starting to look at my contract and call my agent. I remember seeing him play at Texas. Like it's been a while though. This is gonna be fresh. So I'm gonna take the points. I don't think Ellinger should be laying points with anyone.
You got +3 and -105, and Jeff Slaughter says Sammy Boy going to win his first NFL game. From Jeff Slaughter. All right, you locked in, Andy. +3 and -105.
As long as he wins by like 1, fine with that.
Huh? I'd gone into this thinking I was going to be on the Commanders as well.
Horns down. I'm betting against him.